Hello and welcome back to English Conversation 616. This is Chapter 6, Part 1. In this video, I will briefly go through the objectives and then we'll look at the warm-up questions. So Chapter 6 is called Coffee Shop Confessions, and we're going to focus on coffee culture, coffee and cafe slang, and cozy vibes. The objective of this chapter is to learn how to chat naturally in relaxed social settings like cafes, using common phrases for small talk and friendly updates with the people that mean a lot to you. So the point of this chapter really is to recall those natural questions that you have with your friends who you haven't seen for a while as you meet them in restaurants or cafes or public spaces to catch up and to hear about their life and their family and their job and everything else you want to know, and to do that naturally. So the 3 warm-up questions: do you prefer coffee or tea? And what's your usual order? So I'll use some notepaper again. So do you prefer A or B, right? This is giving you a limited choice. So the answer to this question is limited or restricted between the 2 options presented to you. You're asking for a preference. The question assumes that actually you like both, or most people do. So we used tea or coffee. Do you prefer tea or coffee? Most coffee people are okay with tea, and most tea people are okay with coffee, but it's not really their favorite, right? You tend to pick a side. So I prefer coffee, honestly. I prefer coffee is a short answer. I prefer coffee to tea is the longer answer. Right? You can use this structure as a question or an answer with any type of food, drink, hobby, interest, absolutely anything. Do you prefer red or green as a color? Do you prefer strawberries or grapes? The important thing to note is that when you ask somebody of a preference, the condition or the option really needs to be something that matches. For example, do you prefer tea, right? Tea or, let's just say for example, or pineapples, right? This is a drink, this is a fruit. So something drinkable, something edible. So it doesn't match. So this sentence or question is unnatural and weird because you're not able to directly compare it. It needs to be like for like. Like meaning kind or type. Okay? Doesn't mean I like, it means like, kind, type. So you've got tea, you need a different drink. So we could just use milk, because milk is also a drink. And tea, do you prefer milk or tea? Do you prefer lemonade or orange juice? The second warm-up question: how often do you meet friends at a coffee shop? I'm going to write on this, I think. So I'll use the structure here. How often do you, so we use that, meet friends at a coffee shop? So I, from you, I meet friends. Right. Now, at a coffee shop, we can put here or here. I meet friends at a coffee shop once a week. I meet friends once a week at a coffee shop. What's the difference? If we have, let's say, at a coffee shop once a week, right? And then I do, once a week at a coffee shop. I meet friends at a coffee shop once a week. I meet friends once a week at a coffee shop. These really do mean the same here if you read them with a neutral tone. If you speak differently, if you raise the tone of your voice, you can emphasize the part that maybe is more specific or special in a particular situation. So, for example, I meet friends at a coffee shop once a week. This is a regular way of talking. You're emphasizing both of them equally. I meet friends at a coffee shop once a week. So if you emphasize here, I meet friends at a coffee shop once a week, other people could infer that you meet your friends in different places other days of the week. So I meet my friends at a coffee shop once a week, and I meet my friends at the library twice a week. I meet my friends once a week at a coffee shop might emphasize the fact that you only meet your friends once a week at a coffee shop. So it depends what you want to push the listener to focus on. Meeting at a coffee shop, or it's once a week. And the third question here, what's the best place to chill and talk in your city? So it might be a local park. It might be a library. It could be the gym. It might be a bakery. It might be down near the river. It could be the cinema. It might be a cafe. It could be your home. So chill is to relax in your city or town. And then just to go back, because I didn't actually answer this question, what's your usual order? When I go to a cafe, I usually order an Americano, right? I order an Americano. So I usually order an Americano. So an Americano. In the summertime, it would be an iced Americano. And in the wintertime, it would be an Americano, which during the weather, when it's cold, it would be implied that that's a hot, and you didn't say iced, so an Americano would come in its base form, which is hot. All right, so thank you. In the next video, we'll be going through the vocabulary for Chapter 6. If you want to practice these in the comments below, and then I'll reply to that if there are any things to edit and worry about. Thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.